going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, where today we are in something I have wanted to get into for a long time. This, of course, is the legendary Lexus ISF. This is the baddie. This is, Lexus's kind of real first attempt at a proper, fun V8 rear-wheel drive, muscly kind of sports sedan here, and my goodness, it doesn't disappoint. Now, straight away, let's talk about what's under the bonnet here. So this is really why this car is so good, so valuable still, so desirable, is because it's got a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 under the bonnet here, which is basically bulletproof. This thing has really lasted the test of time, and I see countless examples in the States that have just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles on them, and they still go. This thing from factory came out with something like 416 horsepower and about 371 pound-foot of torque, doing 0 to 100 in something like 4.8 seconds. So, straight out the bag, Lexus really did come out with something that was impressive. Now, unfortunately, there was no manual option for the ISF, but it did get Lexus's very first 8-speed. This is not a dual clutch, it's a sport direct shift, I believe. And look, any 8-speed is usually pretty good. This one is pretty good as well. Look, you've really kind of got to wring this car out to get the max out of the shifts and the max out of the engine. But hey, look, when you're when you're an enthusiast like me, you want to drive this car fun. We want to max it out anyways. It's rapid, I tell you, boy. Oh! Now, I do have to mention that this does have a full aftermarket exhaust, so this thing sounds absolutely amazing. The owner has done a really fantastic job with this car. It is in great condition. I love the blue. I love the white interior. I actually am a sucker for like a cream or beige interior. I think it just really pops in this color scheme. Now, some of the other modifications on this car, obviously, it is running aftermarket wheels, and it does have some suspension put in here. To be honest, the factory suspension, it's nothing to rave about, I'm told, and the bushes do start to flog out. So the bushes have been done on this. It's got aftermarket suspension and wheels. I will show you a picture, though, however, what the standard wheels would have looked like, because they were quite nice. Now let's just hear this thing, because we do have that aftermarket exhaust. We're out on the back roads here, so let's just send it in sport mode. Oh! Oh my goodness! This thing sounds absolutely insane, and we bounced off the limiter there. Oh my God, that is awesome. Wow, so good. The sound is so good. It's not droney, and when you really lay into it, boy, it sounds so, oh, wow. It is quick too. I did get a little bit floaty hitting on the brakes, firming on the brakes there a little bit before that corner. Did feel a little bit floaty, which was, Not the most confidence inspiring, especially if you're going to track this thing, but now this is all electric steering, which I'm never really a fan of, and it does feel light. It feels too light. Now we do have sport mode. I am in sport mode because it really does transform the car, and if you're going to use it for anything, you know, enthusiasts, you want it to be in sport mode because it does change the exhaust note, increases the throttle response. And yeah, it's really a lot of fun, though I will say I do wish this had a little bit tighter steering. The electric does make it a little bit too soft for my liking. Inside this car, I think it's really nice. You know, I do like the wheels. It's got the paddle shifters. They're not mounted to the column, which I prefer, but they still do the job. They're made out of a fairly nice feeling material. And, you know, inside, I still quite like it. You know, the only thing that really dates this to me is the shifter. It's straight out of a Camry, it looks like to me, which I don't really like. And the infotainment system. The infotainment system is still great. It does pretty much whatever you want. Still got satellite navigation, Bluetooth audio here, but it just has that dated look about it because, you know, look, this thing came out in 2008. So, yeah, you know, that's always going to date the car. But as for everything else, you know, I do think it feels really nice. You know, the seats are comfortable, lots of adjustment. They're actually quite hugging. This is actually a real carbon material as well. So you get it on the door side. You also get it in the center console here. Look, it doesn't look amazing because they've gone for this weirder carbon material. I'm not actually sure what this carbon is, but it is real. Lexus is not in the business of doing fake things. Even when if Lexus has got wood trim in there, it's always real wood. So they don't put any fake stuff in their car, which is just a tribute to Lexus because Lexus is the Mac Daddy of Toyota of Japan, and they just build really, really good cars. One really odd thing about this car, which is such a weird thing to me, is there is no cup holder. Like, I can't find a cup holder pretty much anywhere in this vehicle, and it's really odd to me. You know, there's a little kind of cutout on the side door panel here for like a water bottle, but you know, if you go and get a coffee or something, there's no place to put your drink, which just seems bizarre. We do have 6-pot Brembos up front, which is very good because we need that in this car because it is rapid. And it just really helps you stop this thing because it is heavy. This thing weighs in a curb weight of 1.7 tons, so it's even a little bit heavier than some of the Falcons, which kind of surprised me. But then again, you know, this is a luxury car, and it's got a lot of luxuriness in it. You know, we've got the sunroof, the nice seats, dampening. You know, there's a lot of stuff in this car to make it the way it is, and it adds some weight. This is actually a pretty good on fuel. It's claimed at around 11.2 liters per 100 Ks, I believe, because the 8-speed does a really good job of keeping them revs down. In the back seats, though, it's pretty tight. Even sitting inside on the driver's side, look, if you're a taller person, you might struggle in this car, especially in the back. You know, I'm just under 6 foot tall, and I barely fit in the back seats. Inside, on the driver's side, I'm pretty good. I could maybe just get a helmet in here, but if you're 6 foot or over, you know, if you're gonna take this on track or you need a helmet on, you might really struggle. Now, price here, the ISF in Australia launched at about 126,000 entry, you know, so you had some options you could include, but, you know, if you consider that versus an M3 or a C63, you know, look, you were going to save north of $20,000+. So, you know, there was a significant savings here in going with the Lexus, though, you know, you did kind of have to settle for a little bit more of that restrained, more sleeper style, if that's what you like. And on the used market, these have really held their value and lately have started to creep up. Now, I had a look on car sales. These are incredibly rare, so they don't come up for sale all that often. I had a look. I found 2 for sale last night in between 60 and 70,000. So, you know, covert tax is in effect still here, but I don't know. You know, these are quite rare here in Australia. You don't see them all that often come up for sale. The owner was actually chasing this particular car for 18 months before he could actually buy it. So, you know, you really got to be on the hunt for one of these. Now, this is a 2008 ISF, so this is an earlier one. Ideally, if you're going to be buying one, you really want one from 2010 onwards, because they got a few minor tweaks around the car, but the big winner with the 2010 and onward cars were they got a Torsen limited slip diff. Now, you know, look, this will still spin up the back wheels and do what you want, but it's really ideal to get the LSD, obviously. Oh, and those burbles. Get into a nice corner like this. Shifts quick. It shifts really quick. For not being a dual clutch or anything, you know, it is really good, the gearbox. I have no complaints. Now, just pulling up onto this back road here, let's see what this thing will do 0 to 100. Look, it's claimed at about 4.8 seconds. I reckon it's going to do it. Look, I'm just going to leave it in drive. It's in sport mode, and just flat foot this thing, and I really have faith in this transmission that it's going to give me the best time. So I'm going to leave traction control on. We'll see what it does. And yeah, let's just call it in here. So 3, 2, 1. 100! It's quick. Look, you know, that was just from a flat foot. I didn't really preload it all that much, but look, these ISFs, they're quick, boy. They are bloody quick. This really is the more livable car. You know, I would say you're going to buy the ISF, you're going to lease the M3, and you're going to rent the C63, because, you know, the ISF, it's just a perfect daily, and when you want to push it, it is absolutely capable and 100% puts a smile on your face. This is a great, great car, and you're getting that Toyota reliability. When you get the German cars, you gotta have, you know, quite a few grand stashed away just in case. You know, the M3, you know, you got the rod bearings that go on that car. You know, you've always got to have that little bit of cash. Even with the Mercedes, you know, anything on that is expensive to repair. Look, the Lexus, obviously Lexus is still expensive to repair, but the quality of build with this transmission, with this engine, it is just so much more bulletproof, and I have just tremendous faith in this thing. Now, I'm going to finish the video off here today, so a huge, huge thank you to Dom for letting me take out his Lexus ISF. This has been an absolute honor to take it out on the roads, and boy, it did not disappoint. The exhaust is phenomenal. The car has lasted the test of time here, and it's just so much fun. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If so, please remember to hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here. And as always, we'll see you on that next video.
I'm just calling to say